What's going on, guys? So today I wanted to do a video about like emotions and feeling because just talking with my girlfriend about it, who's kind of going through this period of time where you're discovering and you are learning and reading and absorbing information and just like going through the countless like different channels and books and all that sort of thing. Um, a lot of times you hear about something similar to Neville with feeling is the secret, um, or that emotions needed to be able to create, right? And I think for a lot of people, right, like especially like when I was into this, right, especially like early on, I would assume emotion or feeling to be like like elation or like ecstasy or like joy, just, those kind of emotions, right? So it's like, okay, um, like what would it feel like? They say, okay, just be inside the person you want to be, um, that has the girlfriend, right? That has the money, right? And you hear that and you're like, okay, what would it feel like to have a girlfriend, right? So you start like maybe meditating on it, you start thinking on it, you start trying to feel the emotions that come with having a girlfriend. And for some of you, maybe you've never had this, so you're trying to figure out like, well, what the fuck does that feel like, right? Maybe you sit there and you are, trying like, in meditation, okay, like, okay, be joyous, right? I would be happy, I would be energetic, ecstatic, exuberant, right? Like just all these different, terms to describe basically just joy or just like love, right? And you're trying to force it. And what I've come to realize is that that's not necessary, right? Feeling is necessary, but the feeling that I feel like so many teachers explain or don't explain enough, right? Because you just hear just be it inside, right? Be it inside, feel it as done, feel it as being that person now, right? But I think this part, like so many people trip up on because they're trying to like force the feeling, right? And I'll explain to you exactly what to feel, which is literally no different than what you do on a daily basis, right? So I'll give you an example, right? So, I'm sitting here by the window, right? Like, if you look outside, right, the sky is blue, right? You see it's blue. I don't know if it showed it, but I just showed the sky, right? So the sky is blue. It's a nice, clear, sunny, blue sky day, right? So I just checked. I looked. I saw it there, right? I know it's blue. I don't need to check again to see if it's blue. I just know it's blue, right? Maybe I don't even need to check, right? Because I just know it's daytime, so it's blue, right? That's just knowing, right? That's the kind of knowing of like feeling you want in terms of your manifestation or your I am statement, right? It's not necessarily feeling, excited and like, oh my god, energetic or whatever, right? Because quite frankly, it's like, why would you need to fake it, right? Like we're here to feel it as true, right? So it's like faking it would just be weird, and you feel weird doing it, right? Like like, because my always thought was, it's like, okay, if it was like actually you need to like emotion, why don't you just take like Molly and like, I mean, then you'll be feeling real good, right? Like you could just like take like a fucking amphetamine and like be feeling really good, right? And then meditate and do manifestation work, right? But that doesn't work because that's not the feeling, right? If that was the case, you could easily just like dupe the system and like pump false, emotions into you from a drug and complete the necessary requirements, right? If it was like emotions like that, right? But it's not that. It's simply the feeling of knowing, right? Knowing within, right? True knowing. Um, you have your phone in your pocket. You know it's there. You don't need to check to see if it's there. You don't need to double check. You don't even think about it, right? It's just there, right? That's the emotion, the feeling that you want when it comes to your I am state. Because again, like you know how they say like, okay, feel as though it's already done, right? Which is true, right? It's already done because ultimately, um, think of it like a 3D is like a VR game, right? You're wearing like a VR headset, and it's just a VR headset, right? But you can take the headset off, right? But when you take the headset off, that's your I am state within, right? That's like true reality. That's how I think of it, at least. It's easier to kind of conceptualize how this isn't like all there is, right? Because like if you put on that would be like putting on like a VR headset and then like having like preset rules in it, and then like you get pissed off because like the rules you don't like it. It's like, all right, like why is it pissing you off? Just take the damn headset off. You know, it's like when people get bullied online, like, dude, just close the computer. You know, like, um, but yeah, right? So an example for myself, right? Like, my I am state is like absolute, like ultimate abundance, right? Like I'm talking like, my I am state is not millions of dollars. It's not tens of millions of dollars. Like my I am state is like three, four, $500 million because I feel like that's a good life where I'm not really known, but like I'm also ultra wealthy. So like I get the best of both worlds where I'm not super known, but like I can do whatever I want, right? And I have the kind of influence that I need to be able to do the kind of things that I want to do, which is like to open a cat sanctuary, right? Like I would love to be able to do something like that and open numerous cat sanctuaries around the United States, and then ultimately go to Europe and the Middle East and do the same thing in countries where cats have a difficult life, and then possibly expand that beyond just cats and do like other animals as well. But ultimately, I need a lot of money to do so, right? So my I am state is like ultimate abundance, right? I call myself God Emperor. That's my I am state because of a dream I had where I was a God Emperor. And inside, right, for example, right, like when I meditate, which I don't do every single night, I do it occasionally, right, kind of when I feel like it. But an example of like what I mean by knowing, right, the feeling or emotion of knowing is when I walk through the house, because I've already pictured the house in my head and I've written in journals exactly how the house is, like in a ton of detail. Um, I'm very detailed with my vision. And I mean, I have a vision board on my computer that I see every day. Um, but anyways, so when I'm, in my meditation, like I'm like walking through the house, right? And what I used to think was is I need to walk through and be like, wow, this is so cool. Wow, this is amazing, But that's truly not what it would be like, right? Like the easiest way to think of it is like imagine yourself like after you've been that person you want to be for like 2 years. Like, can you think of a single thing other than like a new experience, right? Like if we talk a physical thing, right? No matter what it is, you get used to it. It's not that cool anymore. Think of all the cool stuff you used to want when you were a kid, and then you got it, and then you got used to it, and then it wasn't that cool anymore. That's why you needed something new and something new and something new, because eventually the feeling that you have towards that thing, subsides, and it's not really the same kind of emotion that's like you know, as it was when you didn't have it, right? So again, when I would walk through this house, right, as grand as it is, because trust me, it is very cool. When it is built, it will by far be the coolest house ever to exist. I promise you that. Like I'm talking like an IMAX movie theater, like an actual IMAX movie theater in the house, because I need to watch movies in the absolute top tier quality. Like an Interstellar or Lord of the Rings, right? Like I just imagine sitting in my IMAX theater with those D-box seats that move, and having literally just watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy in IMAX on my D-box seats. I mean, that's just absolute peak, like that's like peak perfection right there. But anyways, I mean, even like just anime, like fights. Like I can just think of so many cool things to watch on an IMAX screen. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracks. But yeah, it's more so when I walk through the house, it's just like normal. Like it doesn't feel that cool, right? Oh, let's. Oh, there's my fucking sauna room. Oh, there's my spa. Oh, there's my 10 exotic cars. Oh, there's a Aston Martin Vanquish. That's cool. Okay, like it's like you're not even acknowledging it, right? It's like when you go through your place of living right now, do you even acknowledge anything? Like honestly, like do you even look around and be like, wow, that's cool? Like, how often do you really notice things, right? You're kind of just like, you're almost like on a set path, and you just don't even, everything's just kind of there, right? That's what I mean. That's what you need to get to when it comes to your I am state, right? Because ultimately, that is what normalcy is, right? That is truly living in your I am state now. Because your I am state now is basically living it now, right? And you can't expect to be feeling like these insane emotions, a year, I mean, even a month after you have it, right? Like a month after you have it, like I feel like it starts to subside like a lot. So the fact that I think it's just so unspoken about when it comes to feeling, right? Because I think that that's kind of a point of contention and a point of issue with a lot of people, myself included. Like, I mean, I spent years trying to figure this out, and it was literally the most simple, answer of all time. But I know people struggle with this. So again, it's not emotion; it's feeling of knowing, right? Just contentness, just absolute like level everything. Love absolutely level. No high highs, no low lows, just absolutely neutral, right? That's the kind of emotion that you want to feel when you are, say, in meditation and you're driving your cool car. It shouldn't feel cool. It should just feel normal, right? Or you just bought yourself a fucking I don't know, like a platinum Daytona Rolex, right? And you're in the shop buying it, right? And then you just spent 60, 70 grand on it. You should not feel anything. It should just be normal because that's just who you are. You just spend 70 grand because why not, right? That's what knowing is. Knowing is just like, and contentness is just like, okay, this is just normal. This is just my who I am now, right? That's just my state of being. It's just like I'm the kind of person that spends 70 grand on a watch just because I want to, right? Or I buy these, I buy these clothes literally that cost people an entire year's salary, but I buy it as a gag gift because I thought it was funny, right? You just do things and that's just normal for you, right? Oh, I bought this Porsche and I made it pink because I just thought it'd be funny to give to a friend to see their reaction, right? Like just like random things that like seem right now in your current state like out of this world, like, because you would never like buy an expensive gift as a gag gift, right? Because it's way too expensive. You would just get it to use it, right? But I feel like this implies that like you have enough money to where it doesn't even matter. You can buy expensive things as gifts, as a gag gift, just because. Why not? So I hope this kind of makes sense. Again, emotion, the feeling, is not energetic, euphoria or whatever. I think that's completely wrong. And again, I kind of broke down how that doesn't make any sense because again, if it was euphoria, right, you could just take fucking drugs and be out of this world euphoria, right, towards your manifestation, and that would be a cheat code for it, right? But that doesn't work. So what does that tell you? It tells you that, okay, it's not that. What it is just a feeling of like, okay, this is normal for me. This is who I am. This isn't, oh, yeah, that's my car, right? Other people will be taking pictures of it, asking you, wow, dude, that's crazy, but to you, it's just a car. It's not a big deal. It's just, whereas to people, it's a LaFerrari, right? But to you, it's just your weekend car, right? That's what I mean. Like, that's the kind of knowing that you want to live in within. Like, that's the emotion that you're looking for. So I hope this helped. Again, I know this is something that a lot of people get confused on, so I figured I could just make a short video about it. But and I plan on kind of going into more detail too about some other things as well. But it's mostly like I have so many different things I could talk about, so I'm kind of just like going off whim of like what I feel like talking about in the moment. But yeah, I hope this definitely helps some people because I know a lot of people it's really confusing. So take care.